Welcome back to Edgemont Elegance, everybody. It is week 48 of this custom home build. So that is 48 weeks since we knocked down or started to knock down what's here to today. We have got most of the exterior done. The team has been working on redoing a couple of elements that the client made some modifications to, which is, it happens, whatever, it's what we do. And we've got the flooring guys on site doing their thing. So there's not a lot to talk about on the outside of the home today, but there's a whole bunch of things happening inside. So let's go inside and check out what the team has been up to. Okay, so we're inside the house here, and you can see that we have got a whole bunch of flooring down. We don't have it fully protected yet because they're not fully done yet. I'm expecting that this is likely gonna get cleaned up and dealt with probably today. Not too sure though. So the clients decided to run the flooring coming into the house this way, which works for me. I think it looks great. Yeah, I mean, we've got hardwood down everywhere. I mean, that's totally awesome, right? All of our vent grills, holes cut out in the floor there, just because that is the sort of stuff that oftentimes gets covered over and then we don't have any airflow for our air conditioning system. So want to make sure that those things are opened up. We do, I don't know if we talked about it on this channel or about this project before, but part of the Sprucehill experience is actually we have a company that has a Matterport camera come in and do a full scan of the house prior to insulating. So Kyle's asking me, you know, why did they pick this color? I don't know. I mean, they must have gone to the store and seen this color and liked it. I mean, we don't really push our clients one way or the other. This particular client worked with their architect on the interior design. Sprucehill didn't actually have any part in the design, interior or exterior of this home. This was all done with Living Radius, who unfortunately have now retired and moved to the island. So happy for them. Very, very nice people. Yeah, they did all these selections, not with us. So no idea why they chose this floor, but it looks great. Looks really good. Okay, so we are down in the basement here at Edgemont Elegance. We got Jay and Harrison down here, and they are banging up some crown molding. And I mean, I'll tell you what, look at the job that these guys are doing, getting these crown moldings in. Just absolute exquisite craftsmanship. And that is the Sprucehill way. My gosh, you guys are doing a great job. Nice. Really, really nice. Not gonna lie, Jay, I'm impressed, buddy. Yeah, really good job, man. If you don't have, like if you're doing your own DIY stuff and you don't have a stud that you can get a nail into, if you put one nail in at a 45-degree angle and another nail in at the opposite angle, you create an X at that point, and it becomes very difficult for that product to pull out of the material, right? So you can imagine, like if you had just the one nail, I mean, one nail on the diagonal is actually fairly strong, believe it or not, because the nail doesn't really want to bend. But if you put two nails at the same spot rather, then it is actually a very strong hold. So if you don't have something to nail your material into, do effectively an X. I guess more like a V. Go with that. I mean, this is a more or less finished room here, Kyle, right? Like we've got window casings on in here. We've got crown molding everywhere. Interior doors we're still waiting on. Not sure why, to be honest, but we'll find out. Oh, this looks so good. This is the suite of this home. And so, you know, we can't get the door casings on, excuse me, until the flooring goes in, right? Oftentimes people ask, you know, what are the different orders of operations of how to do things? I mean, I'm sure, you know, if you're a contractor watching this, you've got your own opinion. We kind of try to juggle things however makes sense to minimize a critical path. But one thing that I have definitely learned over the years is that in a perfect world, you get the interior doors hung before the flooring goes in, because then the flooring contractor can come in and undercut the door jambs and get their material in. Now, the sometimes disadvantage is the flooring contractor might undercut the door jambs a little bit too much, which is annoying when that happens. But that is really like the only risk that we have to worry about in that case, right? So, I mean, obviously another option would be to hang the doors after the flooring goes in, which we have done. I mean, again, it depends on trade availability and critical path management. When you're installing the doors after the flooring is in, well, now you've got to take a laser and you've got to perfectly cut the door jambs down to exactly the right height so that you get a proper reveal at the top of the door. So it's a little bit more complicated to just get the door ready to hang. And then the other issue becomes accidental damage, right? You're maneuvering a pre-hung door around on top of a finished floor. If somebody accidentally drops the door on the ground, or you slide the door across the flooring and you accidentally scratch it or something like that, there's just a lot more risk to installing a door after the flooring goes in. Can it be done? Absolutely. Is it riskier? Also, absolutely. All right, look at this. Looking good. So you'll see that the flooring installers have some green tape there. That's actually there as a permanent detail. It really adds to the je ne sais quoi of the design. It's really, you know, it's a pinstripe action. No, I'm joking. Anyways, this is just what they use to temporarily keep the floor together while the glue sets. So this floor is being installed using glue. I'm sure some of the edge pieces might get installed using some nails, but the fact of the matter is it doesn't matter if you're building a new home or renovating an old one, there's almost always gonna be some amount of floor leveler required to get the floor flat. And so turns out that nails don't go through concrete very well, but glue works just fine. So that's what we do. You know, there's no reason why there's not work happening in here right now, other than that one person can be at two places at once, it turns out. Defies the laws of physics, you know? Anyways, this is looking really, really good in here. Let's talk about floor leveler and the application of it. If you have somebody on site and they're installing floor leveler in your home and they don't put a bonding agent on the plywood before or concrete before they apply floor leveler, be concerned. Reason being is a floor leveler itself isn't gonna make an awesome bond with the plywood. It can come apart. And so then over time, you can start to have issues with your floor. Whereas if there's a bonding agent applied to the plywood before the floor leveler goes down, it actually, well, it's the reason why it's called a bonding agent. It makes it so that the floor leveler bonds to the plywood below and gives you a proper substrate on which to work. So bonding agent, floor leveler, very important. Let's jump into the bathroom here. So this was not done the last time we were here, I am fairly sure. And how great is this looking? What a beautiful shower. I'm not sure what the game plan is, and we'll check in with Gleb today about what's gonna happen with the crown molding that's running through this shower, because obviously if we don't build the crown molding out at the tile here, then you're gonna not see the bottom edge of it. However, if we do build it out, then we're gonna have to come in with the crown molding and have a small little detail piece right here. I'm personally of the opinion that that would probably look better, is to actually build this out so that you can see the bottom edge of the crown molding in the shower. That will, in my humble opinion, yield the nicest result. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. One thing I wanna talk about is when you're hiring a flooring installer, if they just simply take flooring out of the box and put it on the floor, you've hired the wrong person. What am I talking about? Well, each box can have a slight variance in color, graining, whatever the case may be. So what you actually want to do is open up 4 or 5 boxes and mix the pieces up so that you don't have patches of the same color, right? So you can see here, we've got a bunch of materials here, but we obviously have a bunch of packs that have been open and they've been laid out here. And so our installer just picks the pieces as they need them, but make sure that they're mix and matching things around. This particular stain color doesn't really seem to have a ton of variance in it, but if you have like a more whitewashed floor or a natural wood floor, then what can happen is, like I said, you can get patches where the color is exactly the same. So it just looks odd. Does that make sense? You get like one patch that's like light brown, another patch that's dark brown, another patch that's medium brown. So if we mix those boards together, it just all looks like a proper natural floor, because if you're installing wood, you should know it ain't gonna be uniform. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We really appreciate that you choose to watch our content. We put a lot of time and effort into it. So If you get any enjoyment out of it, we sure hope you'll like the video and subscribe to our channel. If you by any chance have a home that you've been dreaming about building, we would love to be your partners in success. So do not hesitate to reach out. You can find us on our phone number here or book a call at a time that works for your life here on our website. In the meantime, stay awesome and see you next time. Bye now.